Good morning, Vietnam. Hope you guys are doing all right today. Man, what a day, what a day. Lots of stocks to go through here. So I'll do my best to cut through it in the next 20 minutes. Get a little sip of the coffee there. And so you can see I took a couple hundred shares on IMPX. This stock has run pretty darn far before. It had broken above the 50-day moving average. I thought that was big. Obviously, it wasn't big enough. It is breaking out on some decent news. Nothing huge, nothing major. But I just figured I'll take a couple hundred shares. If I lose whatever, 20, 30 bucks on it, who cares? Because I think this would be worth it to let these 200 shares run pretty far and see how far they could get. Now, admittedly, if this gets up to like the $2 mark or something, I'll probably go ahead and remove the first 100 and just lock in a good 60, $70, probably 70 some dollar profit at that point. But then I've got another 100 shares at that point to just let run wherever. I mean, this is one of those stocks that could just break out through every single moving average and, make its way up, really high. You could get halted several times and just keep going, 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 going. So, I've seen it before on stocks just like this. I've seen it, many times before, I should say. And it's just, again, it's worth it to me. It's worth it to me to risk, like I said, in pre-market, 20, 30 bucks to potentially make what could potentially end up being a $300 or $400 trade or more. But right now it's as it stands, it's looking like I may have to take a loss. I wanted to add to my position actually down here, but I had to run out of the office and take care of something, and I didn't want to be here if it can, or I didn't want to do that. Size up if it was going to continue to go down. So I normally don't mess with stocks like this, but it's just like I said, at these levels, I think it's worth it to take a stab on it. But anyway, and stops are not respected in pre-market. For some reason they don't work. I really don't know what the reason for that is. Maybe one of you guys do. But good morning, Work Diver. Good morning, Theta Trader, and good morning, Sagar. Hope you guys are doing all right. Yeah, I'm gonna. Obviously if this breaks below 20, I'm gonna have to get out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just while I go through all this other stuff, I'm gonna set an alert on IMPX. I've already got one set at 141 because I want to know if it does break out. I may during if this has a breakout during the actual market open, I may consider even adding another couple hundred shares at that point, just to have a 400 share position and see what kind of a move it could make. That way, if all it does is butt up against the $2 mark or something like that, or the $1.80 mark, those are pretty significant psychological numbers with stocks like this and of this price level. And if I'm able to get in with even a couple extra 100 shares and take a good $100 profit at that point, I would consider it worth it. So anyway, IMPX, let's see, IMPX, for some reason this is not okay. Let's try this again. There we go. IMPX. I'll actually probably want to know if it hits like $1.22 on the bid. So that'll hopefully give me enough time to get back on here and get out. So yeah, Sagar's watching, NVAX, CBay, and NVC. Yep, you can see I've got those up here. I did not put CBay up here, and the only reason for that is it's a higher share flow. I think it's like a 60. Let's see. Yeah, okay, 64 million share float. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere up there. So it's a 64 million share float, and you got to locate shares for shorting. They're not cheap. I mean, look, like this on a stock like this, you would want to get at least probably 800 shares, but you're going to spend almost 20 bucks for that. And because it's 64 million shares, it's going to be much slower moving, I think. Or I will say I would, I mean, here's the thing. This is interesting right here to me is that it had 8.9 million shares of volume here, and that was just, it was almost like accumulating there yesterday. That must have all come in. Yeah, that must have all come in at the end of the market hours, post market hours. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm seeing one of these things right here where it's kind of, forming one of these, where, yeah, it could pop all the way up to 520, maybe even do a fake out breakout and then reject and come down. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, if it breaks out and holds over that wedge, I think, there will be some possibility on it. The only thing is, and I was looking at this earlier, it's not really a former runner. I mean, it doesn't have a ton of these days where it just ramps up like this. So I don't know. It's not in my wheelhouse, or it's not the type of stock that I would trade. But it's a decent stock nonetheless. Theta Trader said stops are not available in pre-market because it sells your shares to market, which is risky because the spreads could be even $20 wide. So that's why that feature is not available pre-market to save you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've always wondered about that. Appreciate the feedback on that, Theta Trader. Sauger says I'm going to be careful on that, but we'll keep it. Yeah, definitely keep it on the back burner, of course. But again, I think it will be slower moving, and for it, that's why I said really for me. I mean, it might be an excellent stock for you and for your strategy. It might be right up your alley. I was just more saying for me, for myself, that's going to be a little difficult to trade. And I'm trying to stay in this place where I'm jumping on stocks and I'm jumping on setups that I'm only, as confident as I can be about. This is why, if you look at the last several trading days, you've seen pretty much nothing but green over here. Like on every single trade, just about. I might have one or two, in there, whatever, but you'll see that I'll typically have more green than red, and it's because, I'm not just throwing mud at the wall. I'm not just jumping on anything. I'm really just trying to weed through these, and I'm gonna be removing a lot of these from the watch list as we go through them here in the next 15 minutes, but. I'm really just trying to look at the ones that I think I can really do well on. And so anyway, but yeah, NNVC, NVAX, both of those have made the list. As a matter of fact, where's NNVC? I know I put it up here. Let's see. Well, I got to put it back up here. Maybe I did. Maybe I forgot to put it up here. But I definitely saw it up on the scanners this morning. And, it's one of those ones. I mean, here's the thing. Again, we're seeing this pattern. Now I think, again, we're dealing with pre-market, and I think it's completely possible for it to bust out through all of this. I think NMVC is pretty strong today, but I think NVAX and mRNA are probably the stronger ones. Although now, coming back here and looking at mRNA, I had no clue it sold off like this. So this literally, I guess, has just happened in the last 15 minutes or so. Okay, so that's a pretty man. Somebody dumped a lot of shares there. I mean, even here, look at that bit of volume there. Compare this to the pre-market from yesterday. I mean, that's a lot of volume there. So not quite sure where that's coming from, but yeah, the break of that 65.50 level's probably pretty good level. I don't know, man. I might even be willing to take a pre-market trade on this, maybe even just 50 shares, because I'm glad we started here. This is the other thing. I wish I could set orders to just go ahead and sell. Let's see, 65.51. All right. Well, let's just start here at the top. So DDOG, I'm not sure what the news was. I think it's just one of those I think it's kind of like along the lines of Upwork. It is a 64 million share float, but it's a higher price stock, and the spreads are a little bigger, and the moves on this one can be made um, a lot quicker. They're stronger moves on this one. So they announced their first quarter results, and there's an article that included not just Datadog, but I think Upwork and maybe one or two others. Talks about a lot of the high growth cloud computing stocks have been skyrocketing. This is all having to do with people working from home and all that stuff. Even here with Upwork, I mean, I know about Upwork. I have an Upwork account, and I've done some freelancer work through Upwork, and so they actually I think they just IPO'd. When was it? What was the actual day here? So October 2018. So it's been 2.5 years, but still, I mean, that's still relatively recent. I consider any stock that's just kind of hit the market in the last couple of years is still relatively new. But a lot of people working from home, and a lot of businesses are resorting to hiring people who are working from home and are freelancing their services. And so, I've never traded Upward before. I don't know how it's going to move. It could be slower moving. But Datadog, that's why I put Datadog up here, and I've got Upwork kind of down here because really I'm just going to end up setting alerts on Upwork and removing it. But I'm going to keep Datadog on watch because this is kind of one of those ones that, if we get a move up here to $62 or whatever and it can't break out, if it fails to break out and ends up getting pushed back down, I may go short, even just, 100 shares. Could get a really quick, you can get a really quick $150, $200 move off of that. But it's blue sky breakout right now. And this one's newer than Upwork. Just released not even a year ago, back in September. And so, I mean, this could be one of those ones that just completely squeezes up. So we'll see, but it might be one of those ones that just doesn't even move much at all. Kind of like MYOK was it yesterday? I mean, you see how MYOK just kind of, was stagnant all day long. D-Dog might be doing something like that along the same lines. And, so Upwork is pretty much trending with it. I mean, it's sympathy momentum. Although I don't know which one's playing off of which, but I think the industry just as a whole, the sector, whatever, is just moving in that direction. So I'd probably be interested in Upwork at the break of 1160. So alerts, Upwork 1159 on the bid, because I think it's looking here like, yeah, we could lose a good bit there. But it'd also be nice to know if we get a breakout. But I've got D-Dog on watch, so I'll be tracking with that. IMPX is starting to gradually make a move up. I'm gonna, hope to see that breakout there. GNFT was another one. This one has had a major sell-off, and honestly, I don't know too much about this stock, so I'm not even gonna halfway act like I do. But it's a 38 million share float, and it talks about the headline is GenFit craters 49% on failed NASH trial. Top analysts not surprised. So, and it says this biotech just lost half its value after a key hepatitis drug fail. So, here's the thing. It still has lost so much. I mean, look at this. This has never happened in the history of this stock, which has been around since, for basically a year. This stock is basically a year old. And it just lost. It went from $22 all the way down to $7. I think it's possible that we could see a significant buy up on this. This is one of those stocks that I just feel, I think a lot of people, especially if the other fundamentals tied to the company are still decent, there could be a lot of people coming back in here to buy this up today. And so I wouldn't mind jumping in on it. I think it's a good one to keep on watch, but we'd have to see volume roll in. And so I actually am going to want to be alerted if hits, let's see if it breaks 760. So alerts, GNFT, 761 on the ask ad. Okay, so I'm just going to keep that there. I'm going to go ahead and remove it because I really don't want to pay attention to it otherwise. Boeing, I'm not really trading today. ZM, I'm not really trading today. NNVC, yeah, this one could be strong. But it's kind of one of those ones where, we had a huge whip up here. We had a couple attempts here, one here and then another one here, could never quite break above it. And, I'm just wondering if it's going to be another one of those ones where, it has an attempt, but it doesn't quite make it. I've seen that happen so many times. And so the thing is you got to locate shares for shorting. I'm not really into doing that today on NNVC. So I'm really going to take this off my list, and I'm only really going to want to know if NNVC breaks over, we'll say, the 1050 mark. So NNVC 1050. I'm only going to be interested if it actually can break past 1050. And as a matter of fact, I want to see a clear break past 1050. So we'll say 1051. So 1051. Other than that, I'm taking it off my list. NVAX. This, I'll tell you what, I can't even, we've had a gap fill on it. It's kind of topping out here around $43. There's a lot of levels here. But I'll tell you what, if this thing busts past $55, we've got it. We can move all the way up to $78, $80 easy. So I'm going to be very, very careful on this one. It's listed as easy to borrow. So Yoni B, what's up, man? Wow, 22. Man, dude, I gotta ask. You don't have to answer. You can just tell me to mind my own business if you want. But how many shares did you take at $22 on NVAX? I would be interested to know. But good job on that nonetheless. You could probably start scaling out a little bit of it right now, take a little bit of profit, and then just see what happens to the rest of it. Because I'm telling you, like I said, if this continues to bust out past all, this gets past all these levels, the $50 mark, and more specifically the 55.13 mark. We could, like I said, we could definitely be headed up to $80. So. But great job, Yoni B. Great job. That's awesome, man. I'll tell you what. When you've got an eye for swing trading, it can really, really work out in your favor. So yeah, good job with that, man. NYOK, I would have to see volume pick up on this one, but I would be interested if this hit the $94 mark. So I'll put an alert out here, and I want to know if it hits $94 on the bid, because I think that would be a significant breakthrough if there was volume. Otherwise, I'm removing it from the watch list. Let's see. I swing 200 shares. I had more, but took a lot off before the close. This never happens. Oh, well, dadgum, bro. It's man, dude. You're doing good. You're doing good. Great job, Yoni B. I don't even know what to say other than great job. So anyway, Apple's been strong. I really don't want to do much with Apple today, but I would be interested if the SPY ends up having some kind of a pullback today. I would be interested in seeing what kind of a pullback Apple could have. Really, I want to move Apple kind of all the way down here with Boeing and ZM. I really don't care too much about it, but I care enough to just kind of keep it up on there and watch it later in the day, just in case, like I said, there's a trade or something. AMD, you can see I drew this line here. It's a very slight descending trend line here on AMD, but I'll tell you what, this one's got more room to move. AMD has been so incredibly strong. And, the tech sector in general, NVIDIA, I think, is hitting all-time highs. I just, I don't know. I almost don't want to mess with it, but it's another one that I want to just kind of keep on watch just to see what happens. So I'll keep it down here below Apple. I would be interested if it popped up to, maybe maybe 57. Yeah, 57.33 would be interesting to me. So yeah, I'll set an alert on AMD. Let's see, 57.33 on the ask. And then we'll set, I'd be interested to see what happens if this hits 55.50 on the bid. Because if it stays strong, I think that's a great place to get in for a reversal. So other than that, you know what? Other than that, I'm just going to remove it. So TWLO looks like this could almost be seen as like a double top, and it is way far overextended. If you look here, this looks like the classic rollover pattern. Now it could break out, and if it breaks 189.90, I think it will break out right here. 189 is it? Let's see. Yeah, 189.97. If it breaks that, we're gonna break out. And so what I want to do is, I just want to be careful with this one, but I probably would like to set an alert to see if it can actually break the 185 mark. So 184.80 is probably where I would set the alert there. So 184.80 on the bid add. Otherwise, I don't even care. So got chart stalker watching, NVAX, DT, TME, and DDOG. Yoni B says, I'm just going to take the day off, guys. I'll probably still be on chat chilling with y'all. Okay. Cool. So I'm not going to have time to go through all of these guys, but MGNX is another one that, just had continued to move up, although it looks like it's losing steam. Mark is one of those penny stocks that just seems to keep going, and it's the gift that keeps on giving, right? Roku, BYND, both up pretty much on the market. Tesla's doing well, but going to remove that from the stock list. And really what I want to keep my focus on today is, well, first of all, with IMPX, if IMPX can't make it back up, and if it breaks below 24, I'm probably going to get out. So I need to go ahead and put that stop there at 20. Yeah, I'll probably put it at 24. So stop, sell at 124. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep it down there. But yeah, we'll watch NVAX, we'll watch mRNA, MGNX, Mark. It's going to be interesting to see what all of these do. So here we go, guys. Going to move my stop up here. So if it breaks, what would it be? 26, 25. Breaks 25, I'm going to stop, sell there. Mark looking interesting. GNX, not enough volume. mRNA, trying to come back up to the previous day close. mRNA can make moves, guys. Moderna can make pretty big moves. So IMPX looks like it's making some moves. Let's see. There we go. We'll just see what this does. So now IMPX is moving up. I would probably want to get out at the break of 27. So if this doesn't work out, we'll get at the break of maybe the break of 30. Okay, so stop, sell at the break of 30. And this might just be a chop fest here on this. Look at D-Dog. Just blew right up through all those levels. Blew right up through all those levels. Mark. Looks like it wants to continue to move. Okay, IMPX had a massive sell-off all the way down and stopped me out. So no longer interested in IMPX. TWLO. Looks like it's pushing back up. NVAX pushing up. mRNA pushing back up. Let's see what AMD is doing. Is AMD getting a good solid move to the downside? I'd almost be interested in going short here on AMD. It's looking like could be some profit taken, but I'll hold off a little bit here. D-Dog. Man, it's crazy. Incredible move. Mark looks like it wants to continue to go up. Where is IMPX? Just in case. Alright. So no volume coming into GNFT. Nobody even cares. SPG was another one considering. MGNX. Oh, wow. Guys, mRNA looks like it. I mean, unless it's just going to be a chop fest today. I'd be interested in taking a stab at this. Here, we'll jump. See if we can get a little pop up here. Oh, come on. Get a quick pop. Man, missed the entry point there. AMD alert went off. So would be a good place for a reversal. Or a continuation. Okay. I think I can get in with so let it get up into the 80s. We'll take 200 shares. May not get up there. May not get the pullback we want. D-Dog remaining strong. Mark chopping around, gonna remove that. D-Dog may be about to push to new heights. MGNX not doing much. mRNA. NVAX, I suppose, could be going for some kind of reversal. I'm gonna jump in NVAX here and see if we get a rejection. See if we get a rejection. If we don't, I'll have to come out, obviously. There we go. Nice move down. There we go. Okay, there we go. I'm going to take half off there. See if this other 25 can move. See if NVAX can continue to get a good solid move down. It's holding. Just getting the push. Getting the push. Take off another 13 there, and let's just see what happens with this other 13 shares. Could be a reversal moment here on NVAX, but could also be about to get pummeled moment. Let's see. There we go. Yep, some get pummeled moment for sure. Okay, just gonna come all out there. Okay. So NVAX could be setting up for a reversal. D-Dog made new highs, but volume's weakening. Could be setting up for bull trap. Really need to see it push above 65.80. If it can't do it, it might go short here. 50 shares. And a VC 1051. See if D-Dog can continue to push. There it goes. Okay, so NMVC, let's look at that. So NMVC is making a breakout. mRNA's chop. NVAX is chop, but it's it's got some promise for continued sell-off. Keep an eye on it. SPY is kind of tapping on a level that looks like it could be bouncing off of. So I imagine as long as it's doing that, stocks like AMD, stocks like Apple, probably going to continue to follow suit. But if it cracks through it, I think stocks like AMD, stocks like Apple, Roku, BYND, I think they'll end up failing. So TWLO is still kind of hanging out around this 184 area, tapped right here, double bottom. So we really kind of want to look for a failure here. And it looks like it could go. Looks like it could go. Kind of missed the ad in there, but I think it could go. I'm going to try to give this some time to play out. Wait, 183.55. Oops. Kind of needed to wait for that. Let's see. Let's break it. 183.55. We're going to break it. Going to break it. We're going to get a continued sell-off. Really want to see that 183.55 sell-off. Okay, it's stalling out too much, so I've got to come out, guys. I wanted to stay in it, but I kind of took a wrong entry point on there. I need to get in at the break of 183.55. And I don't want to stick around if it's going to be chop. We need to see a continued sell through that point. It's a really strong move to the downside. There it goes. So now if we get a good, clear sell through, that's what we want to see. It's going to come down at least until 182, maybe 181. There we go. Real clear sell-off here. We'll take the first half off at 182-ish. tell you what, it's chop. It's chop fest for sure. Ah. SPY's continuing to tank. So we'll just take off those 25 shares. I'm going to set a stop order at 184.31 would it be? 20, 30. 184.41. Stop. Buy. Okay. I've got to move on to some of these other ones. SPY's pulling, so a lot of these others are pulling as well. UAA. Paper trade, Yoni B. Nice. D-Dog. D-Dog looks like it's continuing to get a pullback, but I don't completely trust it. TWLO could be making a continued move. I'm going to hold on to these 25 shares as long as I can. May consider adding on a pullback. Let's see. Yeah, I think I ought to stick to my 182 profit target of taking off half. So I'll come out at least 10 shares at 182.28. Well, we'll put it there at 182.08. See if we can get that. If not, we'll jump back in at 28. Okay, 182.28. Fish out those 10 shares there again if we can. Although if it goes, it's probably going to go. So I may want to rethink that. Yeah, if it comes back down there, if it breaks 48, it's gonna. what a whippy stock. Okay, well, it's getting the bounce off that key level for sure. So I'd kind of looked at, I'd seen this right here as a potential level, and it broke a little through it. It touched down basically right here, but that doesn't mean it can't roll over and continue moving down to, you know, to 180, maybe even down to 176 today. So I'll say if it comes over, where was that, 183.70. Yeah, if it makes its way down through 182, it's going to break through, and I would take it at 181.78, the first 10 shares. Because if it comes all the way back down, it's going to get crushed. 183.74. There's a battle here. There's no need to let it go past 183.74, so I'm going to stop out, stop buy at 183.74. Otherwise, we're going to look for TWLO to continue to make a move down towards 180. I think we're losing some steam today. We really could get, well down into the 170s. So let's just see what we can do here. Let's look for a break of 182. I think we can really make our way to 180. If we lose it here, might even be a volatile enough move to take those shares at 181.58. But it's got to come flushing down here. This is where it's kind of got to lose those levels. Otherwise, it's going to stop me out. SPY's continuing to lose. So hopefully that can help drag TWLO down a little bit. Looks like it's going to poke up. Probably retest VWAP. But I'll tell you what, if it loses it here, it's going to be extremely significant. Extremely significant. If it just comes flushing all the way down, we're going to get a really solid move. Could have cracked through 182. Can we get it? Is there going to be enough selling pressure to push it through 182? And if not, then I'll have to get out. So 183.71. Stop. Buy. So pretty much right at the break. So just moved it down a little bit more, not much. Really want to see a good solid flush here. I want to see a good solid flush here. and a break of 182.13. I think if we do that, like I said, I think we can easily get to 180. $183.63. So we really need to put those last shares at 183.63, moving the stop down. We'll even let it go to 66. Stop. Buy those 25 shares there. Let's see. Okay, and we're out. We're out. Mike's asking thoughts on UAA. I'm not shorting it. I'm not really messing with UAA today. It's just I don't know. It's not my kind of stock right now. It doesn't have a lot of volume on it, and yeah. Yeah, it moves slow, and I don't do the best with the the slower moving stocks. I kind of like this right here for a potential VWAP rejection on Apple. Let's see, could we be getting a VWAP rejection? Or is it going to push through? I guess if SPY continues to push, Apple could continue to push. Let's see. Take 30. It pushes up. Take 30 here on Apple. See if it comes down. But I think if the SPY continues to move up, Apple's probably going to continue to move up. D-Dog. MGNX making a bit of a reversal off of the previous day close. That's interesting. mRNA. Still suffering a little, but losing steam. NVAX. Making a recovery, finally. Apple seems like it's got some room to run down. I would think that I could make a full $30 off of this move, but so it'd have to be 316.76. That's a stretch, but I think it's possible. So 316.76. Might take off half and then see what the other half does. See if we can get a push down to the lower 317s. Here. Okay, so I'm taking half there, and I'll let the other 15 ride and just see what we can do off of that. So 15 at 316.70. Buy. See if it gets down to 316.70. going to tap pretty much right with there if it does. Let's see. Can we get it? Maybe I should keep it at 77. Oh, come on. Well, if it goes, it's going to go. Okay, I'll move it back to 316.70. Looks like it could get down there. It's got to tap this line right here. Now, I think it's depending on what the SPY does. So the SPY's pushing back up. So this could be interesting. So Apple may end up pushing back up. So yeah, it's literally doing everything the SPY's doing right now. So mRNA making a push. NVAX making a push through VWAP here. VWAP breakout. Man, I'll bet this can come all the way back down here, but I'm going to leave my order there at the 15 shares at 316.70. Let's see if we can get that here. 83, there we go. Oh, not quite. Come on, man. Oh, you're teasing me. Oh, guys, come on. Look, 73. It touched right down at 73. Okay. I'm about to take it. I'm about to take it. There we go. Oh, it would have gotten me out. There we go. Well, I'll just get out there. Okay, so good enough. We took it at 316.71. So I basically got what I wanted out of it. And then there it goes. It's pushing all the way down. So let's see. NVAX, how much are we stalling out here around VWAP? Not enough. Not enough to make me comfortable. This can move with great volatility, although it lost out a lot. It is overextended. It's very overextended. 38.89. I could take that. I could justify that. I could justify 38.89 on maybe 40 shares. Slow reaction. Doesn't do much. Okay, so slow reaction timing on my part. Oh, look at this, guys. Look at this. It has continued to move down. Man, that could have been a great move on TWLO. Chop me out. Chopped me out. if we can get a quick pop up there. It's probably not gonna entertain that. How's everybody doing this morning? Did you do all right, Sagar? Look at this INPX finally trying to make its way back up again. Mark losing it, and NVC. Oh, man. And NVC. It's not good. Slow day, up 27, probably breaking even net. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's a slow day. I feel like I missed some moves out of the gate. But this is kind of the time where, where it's interesting to, let's see. I don't feel good about that. This is kind of the, what am I trying to say? This is the point of the day where, you can go through and zoom out on these patterns and either look for reversal opportunities or look at, try to identify potentially what direction some of these stocks could end up moving today, and then just take a trade on it, very small share size, and put a good wide stop on it, and then just see how it plays out throughout the day. And that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for right now, because here's the thing: everybody's trying to make money on this initial morning volatility, but this is the perfect point here, between 10 and 10:30, when you can start really identifying the most likely scenario for the price action of any given stock, for the rest of the day. You can somewhat determine where the momentum will be. Now, you can't completely determine, so that's why you got to have, when you're looking at this stuff, you got to have your stops in place. NVAX right now, making a VWAP recovery. I could get in with 50 shares here and just put a stop way down here at 36.08. And if we get a breakout, that's a potential. It's a pretty potentially good move there. You could also, let's see. Yoni B says, do you find the low cap markets are different these days, Sagar? Oh, that was directed to Sagar. Okay, I know on Swing Watch, but I'm not taking live trades today. Similar trade as NVAX, probably not as explosive, but should be good. INO? Let me check it out. Oh, wow. Can you even locate? Let's see. That's interesting. Except $16. I'm not going to pay $16 for that. Of course, that's 800 shares. Yeah, I know strong. I'm not going to locate any shorts there. There's no reason for that. Yeah, I'll tell you what though, man. I am not a swing trader. Stay in my own lane. Try to stay in my own lane anyway. This is kind of one of those ones right here. I kind of like the action on this. Of course, yeah, let me check out the 5-minute. Let's see where Upwork is headed. Upwork has busted through VWAP a couple times. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I think it's a fake move on Upwork here. But I don't know. I've never traded Upwork before, so. But if I didn't care, I mean, if I had, obviously, if I wasn't trying to just daily pad my account right now, I would totally take 300 shares short here on Upwork. Um, guess I could take 100 shares, but I think we're only going to get a move, maybe a return to VWAP. I mean, we could get a breakdown, but. Um, NVAX could see some resistance at the $40 mark. Maybe up at these levels here, 40.37. I would take 40 shares here. Let's see. I'm going to keep moving. Keep on moving. BYND could be on a way to forming a head and shoulders pattern. Here, so you got the left shoulder, the head, neckline is roughly here at 130. That's a nice whole psychological number as well. I mean, I'll tell you what, it's I think BYND might be losing a little bit of steam here. Kind of at a turnaround point. It's maintaining above that. Let's see, what is that? A 134.70. It's kind of hard to tell, guys, but I just kind of want to take a stab at it. This is a good spot to take it. See if we get a fake out breakout here. You know, I really want to take a cool 25 share short here. Oh, and by the way, yeah, let's see, Sagar took a small trade on it. Now made $44. Good job. Good job. Up 71, net up 50. Good job, man. The writing is on the wall. Yeah, good job. Really good job, Sagar. Right now, I'm thinking about taking a cool 25 shares on BYND. You know, it's kind of forming this wedge pattern here. Um, and with 25 shares at these levels, even if I had to get out at the break of 136, I'd only lose like 12 bucks, 15 bucks, maybe 16, 17 bucks maybe on 25 shares. But if we do finally get that move down here to the 130s today, then I'd make, you know, I could make 50 to 100 bucks, you know, scaling out obviously 50 to 100 bucks on those 25 shares. So I'm considering it right here. I am considering it. But I just don't know if it's doing what what the SPY is doing. I want to be careful of that. But it's looking like a good move. Let me check this out. I mean, it's kind of having a bounce around these levels, so I think if the SPY remains in a state of weakness, which it looks like it's getting a VWAP rejection, we could be potentially all right on those 25 shares. On BYND. I think I'm going to take a shot at it. And if it comes over 135.70, I'll get out. We'll say 135.71. Stop by. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Looks like it's holding here. Let's look at the 2 minute. Yeah, 135. Okay, I'm gonna move my stop down to 135.51. Stop buy. Because I really want to see it. It's got to break down here. It's got to break down here. We need to start making our way down. SPY's remaining weak. There's no reason why this shouldn't start tanking here. Yeah, should really be 135.48. Stop limit. Stop buy. Yeah, really want to see a breakdown here. Start to see a rollover. If this truly is forming a head and shoulders pattern here, then this should kind of get a rollover down here to the neckline. Really should. But we'll see. We'll see. SPY's got to continue to fail, and it is. D-Dog's still doing well, still gradually pushing up. MGNX still pushing up. mRNA, choppy on mRNA, choppy on NVAX. NVAX could be making a move to the downside. V1ND holding VWAP. It's holding VWAP. Really need to see it just go. But maybe a slow mover. I think it's going to get me out here. Yeah, got me out. Okay, so lost 10 bucks on that. I'll tell you what, if that just ends up being a fake out breakout, I'm going to be so mad. Yeah, please go. Please continue to go higher. Roku. So here's what I don't understand, you know. Ooh, and look at TWLO making a big recovery up here. Yeah, pretty much touched down right here. Right in this area here. Bounced perfectly off of it. I feel like though this could be enough of a pullback to where I think we could get a good move here. Ah, missed it. No, I'm not going to mess with it yet. So Apple had a fail all the way down there. Came all the way back up. Now it's coming all the way down. It's just following what the SPY is doing. So, see what IMPX is doing. Yeah, IMPX is just kind of remaining in the chop. Mark is just remaining in the chop. Okay, guys, so let's see what GNFT is doing. Ooh. A nice quick pop up here. Yeah, I had a feeling this would not be good to get in on yet. Let me start jumping in on here. I think this is a good, come on. There we go. Pop up a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So TWLO 186.21. Bet we could get a move down to 184. Want to get a bounce off a previous day close. Might even consider adding up at 187.21. Seems like a good level up here to add. Yep, 187.21. So another 25 shares there. We'll get 50 shares. We'll build a little position here. Otherwise, otherwise I'd like to see a move down to 185.21. Come on. There we go. Okay, so now we got 50 shares at 186.71. So now I would like to take 50 at 185.71. Or maybe 186.01. Nah, 185.91. There we go. We'll say 185.81, and then if it drops down and is kind of like teetering around these levels, then I'll go ahead and take it at 186.11 or something like that. We should be able to get a pullback. There we go. Come on. If we do, yeah. I'm thinking we might even get a move all the way back down to the 184s, to test VWAP. But, just in case, this could continue going up. And if it does, I'll continue to build the position. But I'm thinking, yeah, I don't see why this couldn't get down. Yeah, I think 71 is reasonable. So we'll see. If it continues to go up, we'll just see where we have to go from there. But it's had so much of a pullback. Just can't see this coming up too much more. But it did recover the previous day close, so that's kind of interesting. Maybe 185.81 is the spot where I need to take it, but we'll just see. We'll just see. Hopefully this trade will end out. We'll hopefully end the day up 120 some dollars, and then hopefully I can call it a day from there. Come on. Just drop. And like I said, I feel like it could get. Let's see, where did I first take? I took 186.21. Oh, so I could take 25 shares at 185.91. I could take 25 shares there. And I think that would put me in the profit, yeah? Or maybe even 186.01. Let's say 185.91. And then 185.41 maybe, we'll say. In case it can make it down there. I think it could. I think it could make it back down to 185.41. We'll see. SPY's kind of chopping around right now, so this may, this may be affected by that, but I don't really know. Let's see. No, I think if this goes, it's going to go. Move that down to 185.81. Come on. There we go. There we go. Let's get a continuation. 185. Let's see if we can get that first fill at 185.81. Took it at 186.21, right? Yeah. Ah, man, what a buy up. TWLO does this. I noticed yesterday. It'll chop. It'll definitely chop. It'll chop, but it'll also squeeze. So got to be careful for that too. Come on. I'll tell you what, it's holding, but I'm keeping my eye on the SPY as well, because this really needs to get the drop here. Let's see if we get that move down to 185.91. Take those first, or 185.81. Take those first 25 shares off. Come on. Oh, come on. It's fighting, guys. This is I tell you what, this is just, I can't believe it's teetering around these levels this long. It's just ridiculous. All right, I need to start thinking about a place where I would want to get out if this continued pushing up. Because I'll tell you what, if this doesn't fail here, there's no reason why we shouldn't be plummeting right now. SPY's weak. The only thing that has kept me confident is that we are at kind of a place of resistance here. But if it breaks out through it, I mean, this can be a tricky stock. Really want to see the smash down here. And I think, you know, it's kind of got me nervous enough to where I think I ought to bring that first order back up to 185.91. Come on. Really want to see a drop here. Man. I can't believe this is going to continue going up. But if it does, right? I think this is fake. It's just such light volume. Such light volume. It's got to be fake. still believe we're looking at a rollover pattern here. I think this is going to come crashing down. It's just not. It just reminds me of one of those times where, you know, you've got these stocks that just seem like they're going to keep pushing, and I mean, all it really is a short squeeze. I mean, this is a I would call this a textbook short squeeze. Now, the only thing is we know short squeezes can last a really long time. The question is how long do I want to hold it? And am I prepared to let it go all the way up here to break high of day? And not really. And if I'm being honest, you know, not really. But I mean, TWLO has made a recovery from 180 all the way up to 187, almost 188. So SPY is weak. I don't know, guys. I don't think I'm buying it. Don't think I'm buying it. I think this will end up coming down pretty significantly, so I think it could totally return to VWAP. So much so that this is where I would put my 2 orders. $185.71 and 185 or 185.41. SPY is pulling. Looks like it might want to make a continued sell-off. Really hope we get some resolution to the downside here, because I really need to go. So we'll see. Moving stop to break even on UAA, still paper trade. Okay, that coming along pretty good, Yoni B. That paper trade. Man, I'll tell you what, this is going. They might be going to break high of day. They might be going for it. I'll tell you what, guys, I have not seen anything like this. This is well, I take that back. I have seen stuff like this. It's just trucking on up, though. I mean, it really is. Goodness gracious. All right, well, we may be involved in a massive short squeeze right now. So, um, again, I'm not willing to let it go past. Um, where would it be? Let's find that level right now. 189.97. Yeah, just I can't let it go past that. I mean, I knew we were going to get some kind of a squeeze, but I'll tell you what, I did not expect this. Did not expect this, but this is, TWLO just has a really nice way of just making irrational moves like this. Which again is why, I'm on, the whole conservative trading strategy here. So I think right now what I'm going to have to do. Good job, Yoni B. Up 30 cents on 1K shares. That's good. This is just incredible. It's incredible how well this is moving up. TWLO. It's absolutely incredible. So I'm probably going to go ahead and put in a stop at 189.71. Never would have guessed in a million years it would make it all the way up there, but you got to be ready for anything, and that's, it's just a part of trading, guys. Sometimes sometimes we get caught in these types of squeezes, and stocks just end up doing something completely irrational. And part of trading is you've got to have your stops in. You got to have your stops in, and you've got to honor them. So I'm gonna put in a hard stop at 189.71. So I'll end up taking a hit on that, and I might even do 189.66 just to make sure I can. We'll say 61. Buy stop there. So let's look at some of these other ones real quick and just see what's going on. So that D-Dog is still doing pretty good. It's got, kind of like a gravestone doji right here on the 15-minute. But still moving pretty strong. MGNX. Let me go ahead and set some alerts here too. Let's see. 187. Alerts, TWLO. I want to know if it gets back down to 187. Bid. Man, MYOK squeezing up pretty hard. Look at that. It's getting a major push right there. AMD making a move up. SPY's finding strength. PX, Mark. Let's just look at some of these other ones from the last few days. Let's see. MGNX, probably not going to pay too much attention to that one. mRNA. And VAX. BYND. Roku. Man. TWLO just came. This one just keeps moving. What a strong move. Man, my goodness, come on. I mean, you have got to be kidding me. Let's see. Apple, Boeing, ZM. Okay, TWLO looking weak here. So this could be the double top here. Could be the move. And I'll tell you what, I would just get out at 180. 591, maybe even 186.01. We'll see. It's either going to keep pushing, it's just going to end up squeezing out over 189.24, and that's probably ought to be where my new stop should be, 189.24. Yeah, so that's going to be my new stop, buy. May actually add to my position just to bring the average up if it seems like it's going to reject. Man, I'll tell you what a push. All right, I'm going to go in. We got 75 at 187.41. Goodness gracious. This has got to be a squeeze. This has got to be nothing but a squeeze. Ugh. Goodness gracious. Man, who is buying at these levels? I mean, really, who is buying at these levels? Does anybody have some insight on this? This is just retarded. All right, I got to get out. I mean, this is just retarded. I mean, who is buying? Who's buying this? And there it broke. There it broke, guys. So there you have it. Man. Completely read that one wrong. I just don't. This is mind-boggling to me. You know, TWLO, you know, has less and less buy volume. If you look here on the daily chart, I mean, does anybody have any idea about what this is? I mean, I know I've got some of my own ideas about what's happening here, but I don't want to be paranoid about it. You know, we're at 87 on the RSI. I mean, it's way overbought. Way overbought. So we're way overbought. Buy volume's been dying off on the daily. So buy volume's weakening. We're way overbought. Massive sell-off today. Breaking down even, you know, some of these key levels. Now, I could understand if we got a squeeze, you know, all the way back up to here or something. But how is this happening? I mean, is it just like, are there, like here, like this is one thing that I'm thinking. Like you got people who have money, I'm guessing, who are on the other end of this, just gradually pushing the price up, trying to get short sellers to buy themselves out. And every time the price needs a little push, they give it a little push, short sellers buy themselves out. Then they give it a little push, a little nudge, short sellers continue to buy themselves out. And then they wait for short sellers to just buy themselves out all the way up to a point to where then they start taking profit. I mean, is that actually happening? Like, is there that kind of price manipulation? I mean, I wonder. I don't know. I would love to hear some of you guys' thoughts on this, because how does this happen? How is this happening? Again, way overbought. Investors can't be buying this right now. I don't know anybody who would be swing trading this at this level. Again, daily volume has completely worn off. And it's completely overbought. So what is this? What is this that just happened? What do you call this? Would love to get some answers. I'd love to pick y'all's brains on this. I'd love to hear what you guys would have to say, because this is just mind-blowing. This is just mind-blowing. I mean, I can't even believe what I'm looking at here. I really can't. But there's no previous areas of resistance, so I'm not going to jump back in on it. Okay, Yoni B says, yeah, my best guess is shorts are buying themselves out. Too much pain for the ones shorting below the gap. But is it a constant steady shorts are buying themselves out? Or do you think every time there's a pullback, there are buyers that come in to try to get it back up there to get them to buy themselves out even more? Like, are there people that just have the ability to do that? But then I think to myself, you know, that would be a little too risky. It would be a little too risky. Don't you think? I don't know. I thought maybe maybe somebody would have some good insight on that, because this is ridiculous. I guess I should have just gotten out here, when it pulled back to here. But I did not see all this happening. It's just incredible. It's incredible. But all right, guys. Well, I'm obviously down for the day. Um, and unfortunately, I was very, very confident with TWLO. I did not think, I didn't think in a million years it was going to make this kind of a recovery. I mean, this is almost like, if you go back to day one over here, well, technically day two. I mean, look at the buy up here is the same as the buy up was here on day two, but not even half the volume. I mean, I'm stumped. I mean, I really am. I'm stumped. Let's see. Yoni B says, I'm not sure, but if all the shorts hit the cover button the day it gapped up, there might be a lineup to get out. Still waiting, yeah. Yeah, I guess, man. I mean, this is just, I'm blown away, but I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, right? These are kind of those moments in the market that, you just can't explain. You just can't explain. I mean, we've got theories. We think we know what's happening. We've got some pretty good ideas of what's happening, but man, I'll tell you what, this is the way the volume looks, it's definitely a short cover. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. It's got to be. Question is now is though, how long is it going to cover? And now the story's kind of changed, because you've had a breakout. You've had a breakout. There's no previous area of resistance here. Look at this. No previous area of resistance. So you're taking a big chance in trying to cover here, because now what's happened is you've got people being alerted. Oh, excuse me, on all their stock scanners. You got people being alerted, and you got buyers coming in here now that are genuinely buying this, thinking that this is about to go on a tear, and thinking that we're about to test 200. And so it's not safe to even try to get in right now. But I'll tell you what, this is it's just very unfortunate. You're up $80 on the day, and then you take a trade that seems, by all intents and purposes, the probabilities of, you're making a good assessment. By all intents and purposes, it looks like, this is a good trade. It's something. It's a good setup. It's a good chart pattern. The stock is weak. It's overbought. Not a lot of volume. It's had a 3-day run up that's gotten slower and slower and slower. It's had a very bearish break in the morning. It's come back. It's squeezed up a little. It's testing previous day high or previous day close. But it's hitting against critical line of support or resistance, which was previous support. It's just the perfect trade. And these are the times where this is what I call getting slapped in the face or getting kicked in the teeth by the market. I mean, you totally don't even see it coming. I mean, you're going about your business. You're doing what you know to do. You're making really good assessments. You're trading according to your plan and according to, again, reading, a good strong read on the technical analysis and the chart patterns. And it's just, and then next thing you know, you're like picking yourself up. You're picking your jaw up off the floor. It's just, but this is why we have stops. This is why we, this is why we can't be stubborn in our with our trade ideas, because the stock market, just when you think you've got the market figured out, it pretty much proves you wrong, puts you in your place, and reminds you that you don't have it all figured out, and you just have to be ready to get out during those moments. And so, I added in back here just because I thought, excuse me, added in back here just because I thought, this could be the tipping point. It could have a fake out breakout, and then it could just completely tank from here. But it didn't. I mean, it got bought way. I mean, I'm glad. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I got out. Glad I got out. But this blows me away. Yoni B says, the story is good for TWLO and DDOG. It's cloud computing and data, which is said to be the next phase of the economy. And they had earnings beat. In all honesty, it's very likely it's just another irrational market move. Yeah, well, sounds like fundamentally sounds like they're pretty strong. So that's a good bit of insight there, Yoni B. And so yeah, I mean, it could be irrational. It could be a little of both. It could be irrational. It could be, the fundamental catalyst. But I'll tell you what, it just blows my mind. Let me look up TWLO and okay, well, yeah. Yeah, the news on it's decent. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let's see here, BYND, Roku. The news explains the gap up. The run the past couple of days is FOMO. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I would love for this to be the point where that FOMO comes to a screeching halt. Apple's continuing to make a nice little push. Yeah. I'll kind of snipe it here. If I can catch it making a false breakout here. And every time it sells off, it gets bought right back up. This is what I'm talking about. You see it's having this pullback here, and then it just gets bought right back up. Like, who's doing that? How did eBay do today? Yeah, it's chop fest on eBay. Ah. D-Dog looks like it could be failing. If it breaks the 20 moving average and the 66.20 level, it could be a solid move down to 65 bucks. This is looking weak. I'm going to take a stab at this real quick. Really want to see it break 66.20 here. It's holding that 20 moving average though. It's really got to break down here. Could be a squeeze up. Come on. Come out half there. It's holding that 20. So love to see him move down to 65 here. Don't know if we're going to get it, but okay, got to come out. Come on. Yeah, well, it held. It held and it's remaining strong. So, I mean, could it turn over? Yeah, absolutely. It could. But it's hard to say right now. And look at BYND just getting bought up too. Okay, TWLO looks like it could be falling off a little here. And VAX, yeah, looks like it. Looks like there's a lot of volume pouring in over here. Yeah, it's looking like it, but I don't know, man. I feel like I'm just kind of in the wrong mindset now, just trying to make back profits and stuff like that. So I probably need to just be done for the day and maybe come back. Might come back to it. See if there's something later in the day. Yeah, I basically, because I mean, we're looking at what, Tuesday? This is Tuesday, right? Tuesday, yeah. And, I've already given back profit on the week, so not feeling too good about that, but this is kind of one of those days where you feel like, man, I wish I had just gotten out of the market when I was up $81. But is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I can recover from it, and and there might be something later in the day. Right now, this is kind of one of those moments where, I just need to walk away and um, come back later. Yeah, BYND. I mean, this is one that I wanted to take. We were watching it up here, but I was nervous. I thought to myself, well, no. And I was thinking 200 shares. Obviously, if I had done that, it would have been great. We'd be up $20 on the day now. But, like I said, I'm just kind of in that frame of mind right now where it's probably just not good for me to even trade. I mean, I'm kind of scouring just to see if I see a genuine perfect pattern, but I think even if I did see a really good pattern, I don't even know if I would want to take it at this point. But yeah, you're right. Fresh head, fresh eyes tomorrow. True. Very true. TWL or TWLO looks like it's still strong. Wayfair's doing the same thing. Wayfair's still trucking. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna at least go for now. Maybe come back a little bit later today and just see if there's some good patterns to trade on. If not, that's fine. Tomorrow is definitely another day. That is for sure. Live to trade another day and just kind of take our chances on it then. So again, like I said, I mean, I'll consider coming back later, maybe set some alerts. But other than that, yeah, I think I'm just gonna give it a rest for now. All right, guys. So that will conclude the trading day today. Probably should have stopped while I was down 100, but is what it is. So yeah, no worries, Word Diver. I appreciate it, man. It's It's just one of those days, but we'll come back from it tomorrow. And who knows, when you come back later on and check out the recap video, we might only be down $50 or something like that. So hopefully we'll be able to salvage some of that. I'll keep my eyes out throughout the rest of the day for opportunities. But anyway, hope you guys had a much better day than I did. And I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. You're welcome, Yoni B. Thank you for being here on the stream. All right, guys, take care.